good pandemic. It was all right, wasn't it? I didn't mind the lockdown. I thought it was all right. I thought it had its perks. I thought the football was better without the fans. So did the players, by the way. The players kept saying, "Oh, it's not the same about the fans here." Can I just clarify? What they meant was it's much better. There is no way your job is not improved by the removal of thousands of people calling you a wanker. Believe me. But other countries did suffer without the fans, like America. Their sports fans are incredible. I don't know if you've ever been. I was lucky enough to go just before the pandemic. I went to watch a game of baseball in New York. And I assumed, wrongly, I was going to be surrounded by the American equivalent of hooligans. I couldn't have been more wrong, right? Up until the moment I went to find my seat, right? I could see the guy I was going to be sat next to. He was sat there, shaved head, covered in tattoos. He had a tattoo on his neck here that said, "Trust no one," which I assume he did himself. But it's a thinker, but it's worth it. There's just something about neck tattoos that sort of don't scream sense of humour. Do you know what I mean? I've got evidence to back that up. There's a guy who works at my local pub, and he's got a neck tattoo of trees coming up here like a massive sort of forest around his throat. And he didn't even laugh when I said, "Is that your neck of the woods?" Anyway, right? But this guy, he was lovely, right? He was telling me all about the baseball, telling me all about how it worked. And he was asking me questions about the soccer. And he asked who I support. And I said, "Oh, I support a team called Tottenham." And he goes, "Yeah, as I said, better about the fans." But I said, "Yeah, I support a team called Tottenham." And he goes, "Is that the hot spots?" I went, "Yeah, if you want, mate, yeah. The Tottenham hot spots. Yeah. We don't win a lot, we do have the best free Wi-Fi. So every cloud." It's just such a different atmosphere. At one point, Kiss Cam came on, which I'm sure you've seen, right? And the camera was going all around the stadium, and all these couples are kissing, everyone's loving it. And after it finished, he turned to me and said, "So, do they do that back at home for the soccer?" Can you imagine that? At Millwall. I said, "No," I said, "we don't have anything like that here." I had to explain to him how our fans aren't even allowed to sit amongst each other. I was like, we literally have to have police separating us. And I told him this story. I'll tell you the same one. I told him about a friend of mine who's a Tottenham fan. He went with his friend, who's also a Tottenham fan, to watch Tottenham v West Ham at West Ham, but they could only get tickets in the West Ham end. So they both made a promise to themselves that if Tottenham score, don't celebrate. Tottenham scored, his friend celebrated, everyone around him just started beating him up, just started throwing punches. I said to my friend, I said, "Oh my God, that's horrendous." I said, "What did you do?" He went, "I did all I could do. I just sort of joined in." There is so little trouble at the baseball in America. They even have, right, this text-based system. If a fan is misbehaving, you text in their seat number and a steward comes and takes them away. Can you imagine that at the football in England? The stadium would be half empty. And not even because anybody had done anything wrong, just for a laugh. I'll be doing it sat at home on my sofa, just texting in random numbers. Be like battleships, just being like, "Oh, I've got one." And the best thing I saw, right, because the game, it goes on for hours, you can get all the food you want, right? The best thing I saw, this guy was walking back to his seat and he had all the food you could get, right? He had a box of popcorn under this arm, he had a hot dog in this hand, he had a bottle of beer in this hand and a packet of crisps in his mouth. And he was walking back to his seat and he dropped the crisps on the floor and he wasn't sure what to do because he didn't have enough hands. So he got the beer bottle and he put it in between his jeans and his stomach. And he went to bend over to pick up the crisps and the beer just went all over the floor and he just went, "Oh no, not again." How has that happened twice? He didn't see the funny side either. It's interesting with this job, when you get to travel, you get to appreciate different sort of and experience different countries, different sense of humours, like Americans sort of don't have one. No, again, evidence to back it up. I was in Nevada. I went and did a tour of the Hoover Dam in Nevada, and the tour guide was showing us all around the dam, right? He was telling us all these facts about the dam, and I said, "Wow." I said, "It's crazy to think that a beaver built all that." Nothing. Other countries do have a good sense of humour. A surprising one, Australia. Very good sense of humour. I was there a couple of years ago. I was in Melbourne, right? I was just out just one day, just clothes shopping. I was just going through some shirts. There was this old lady stood next to me, right? Her husband came out of the dressing room. He clearly tried a shirt on, right? And he goes, "Hey." He goes, "Does this shirt make me look fat?" And she went, "No." He turned and walked away. She looked at me and went, "It's not the shirt's fault." I'm afraid that's my time. I've got to go. I've been and will continue to be Jake Lambert. Thank you very much. Thank you.